everyone, welcome back. It's Mandy and I'm going to do a negative space swipe, I hope. So I'm just setting up my light here, making sure you can see the wood round. This is a 12-inch cradled wood board from Lowly Veffy and it's been primed. I also sanded the top a little bit because I notice when you prime it, the wood grain sometimes raises up, and while that's okay, I think I'd rather it be smooth. So I love these. So I just want to say, yesterday I had like a terrible attempt at painting. I tried to get a video up for you guys and everything I did was awful. And even a color test on a tile wasn't working out. So I literally scraped 4 times and just deleted the video. So normally I share fails because usually we get to a win at some point, but yesterday wasn't happening. So we're gonna do a negative space swipe today because it's a little bit more likely to go well than the bloom I was trying to do yesterday. I'm trying to make sure I have enough space for this to spin out. So sorry, it's taking me a second to adjust all this. I don't have my puppy pool out here. So we're gonna lay down our house paint, which is Bright White Color Place in Satin Finish from Walmart. Again, I really like this house paint. And I just decanted a little bit into this little olive jar or ochre jar or whatever this is, because I like these. I hope I have enough down. Put just a little bit more. This is a pretty thick pillow, which I like that about it. It's way too much, of course, but that's okay. I don't want to have to like hyper spin to get to the edges, especially because I don't have a puppy pool out here. So I'm going to show you the colors I'm going to use. I've sort of just grabbed things. I had no plan. I just thought I'm going to do a negative space swipe because I'm frustrated with not getting the results that I wanted. And so I just kind of grabbed some stuff. I am gonna, even though a red-black cell activator would go very well with what I'm doing, I'm gonna use a blue-black because one of the things that happened yesterday is that my cell activator needed to be thinned down and I accidentally gushed some Floetrol in there. So now I'm a little shaky on the ratios. So I figured it would work pretty well with a swipe, and I can kind of see if I have any major issues with how it performs in a swipe, then I know something's wrong. Otherwise, you know, I can use it up with a swipe because I have a lot of it now because I had to add paint to it. And then I can always, excuse me, I can always go in and add some, or make a new batch. Sorry, my brain is a little fried. So I'm gonna show you the colors that we're using today. I've kind of just been deciding while I've been picking them. So we're gonna start with Manna Crab Glue Boom Gel, and make sure you can see. What is this? There is some bubbles in my paint because I literally just decanted it a second ago. So I hope that doesn't backfire. Okay, you can see. So keep in mind, I have discount codes below for you. Also, our Fluid Art Friends Facebook group link is below if you want to join our Facebook group, share your artwork, learn from each other. We have a great group of artists. It's growing and growing all the time. And then, of course, for Boom Gel and Australian Floetrol, we have the Pixel Paint Designs discount code to save you 15% off anything on the website, and the Colourarte to save you 20%. Pixel Paint is Mandy15, Colourarte is Mandy1120, all lowercase. So I'm going to be using some of the Ancient Treasures colors today. I'm also going to be using some Primary Elements and some Boom Gels, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to use on top of this, I'm going to use Olive Vine, which is a primary element color. I've never had it before, so since I just mixed it up, I figured it would be fun in this swipe. So I'm going to put it kind of on top of this Manna Crab Blue. It's a really pretty olive color. Sometimes these colors that I don't necessarily think to use all the time are so much fun in a painting, and you just don't know it until you throw it in there and see what happens. And then I'm going to use Cinnamon Brown. Actually, yikes, you should see what I almost just did. I'm going to use Paynes Gray from Colourarte next to that color. Paynes Gray will complement this color really, really well. My Paynes is very thick. I need to probably thin it out. Let's do that. So it's been sitting for a little bit. So when your paints are too thick, I keep a bottle of Jo Sonja water nearby, which is 3 parts Jo Sonja gloss varnish to 1 part water. So it's basically just varnish that's slightly watered down. You can also thin down with polyacrylic, which is what I used to use. I just think Jo Sonja water has a little bit less of an impact on cell formation and all that. So not that polyacrylic is not a good substitute. This is just my preference. Sorry, my Alexa's talking. So then we're gonna pour this on relatively thick. So hold on just a second. Alexa, stop. Such a pest. So I'm going to, this is pretty thick, but I want a good presence of this Paynes Gray in this swipe. So I think since I've had it mixed up for a while, I've had this mixed up probably for a couple months. I think I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off. And this little guy will be really colorful. So, I mean, it's not much more. And then I'll put some color on top of it, don't worry. Like, that's a lot of Paynes Gray, Amanda. Well, it's okay. Paynes Gray is a pretty color, so no one's sad. We're not sad about that. This is kind of why I had no plan. I just went and saw what I already had mixed up, and I was like, okay, let's do something with that. Now I realize I'm using a blue-black cell activator, so I realize the conundrum I just created for myself. But that's okay. I am not afraid. So on top of this, I'm going to put what's left of my Cinnamon Brown, which is a gorgeous, well, exactly what it sounds like, Cinnamon Brown from Colourarte. It's a gorgeous color, like a red, brown, chestnutty, almost like a sienna. So pretty. Again, this has been mixed up for a minute, so I'm just trying to use up some paint. These colors are going to be nice together. And I've already made a mess off the painting, so I'm trying to make sure I don't make a mess on top of it. And then, so that one is used up. And then on the other side of the olive vine, well, maybe I don't want to do all of that. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Okay. Oh, come on. This is Moscatel. This is, I hope I'm saying that right. This is part of the Ancient Treasures set. And it's really pretty. I'm just going to kind of plop it on top here because I don't want to get my space too wide for our swipe. It's really, really beautiful. And some of that cinnamon brown will still obviously show through. especially because it's so much thicker than some of this stuff. So, excuse my sniffles, my nose is very itchy and I can't really scratch it right now. So I'm going to add some Emperor's Gold, just kind of drizzled next to the olive line. Emperor's Gold is part of the Ancient Treasures set. So the Moscatel and the Emperor's Gold are Bling colors, which means they are pure high quality mica. They are not, they don't have any dry paint pigment in them like the primary elements. So you can use them in resin, you can use them in acrylic pouring. So they're very versatile. If you're just starting out using Colourarte, the Bling It line is probably a really easy way for you to introduce those pigments into your painting. I'm just gonna add a little gold in here for some contrast. All right, now I'm going to add some Vavoom Red, which is a primary element, one of my favorites of all the time, on the other side of this gold, or maybe like right on top of it, because the primary elements are semi-transparent. So if I put it on top of another color, it's still going to interact with that color. So I used a lot of that, obviously. And then on the other side of this Moscatel, I'm going to put some Crimson Lust, which is a beautiful color from the Ancient Treasures set. It's a gorgeous red, and when you first lay it down, because it has so much gloss varnish and stuff in it, it doesn't look as vibrant as it does when it dries. So, in fact, I'm just going to sneak a couple dabs of it in there. And I'm going to do, I kind of forgot to use my Boom Gel along the way. So, oops. I'm going to put some Mallee Ringneck Blue Boom Gel. I can't decide quite where. Maybe right here. And I was going to use Baronia Burgundy, but I think I might have enough burgundy colors on here. So the last color I'm going to use, and I'm going to kind of drizzle, is Solar Flare, also from the Ancient Treasures series. It's got some large particulates of gold, so it adds quite a bit of gold pop wherever you put it, which is great. So we're just going to kind of use it as an accent color. Sorry, my dogs are making some weird noises. And then let's get our cell activator on our swipe tool. I'm using this swipe tool today, which is my favorite right now, and I got this from Colourarte. You can also get this on the Colourarte website with the discount code. And let me grab some wipies for my hands real quick. I'm lucky to get them, and now I have stuff all over my hands. All right, so I'm gonna load my palette knife with cell activator. Just basically putting on enough on there so that we can get the same reaction as if we were to have put it down and swiped with like a card or something. We're just putting it on the tool as opposed to putting it on the actual surface, which is probably my favorite way to swipe most of the time. Okay, just have so much paint on me. All right, so the cell activator is Atelier Blue Black. It's Atelier Interactive. I get my Atelier and my Matisse and pretty much all my tube paints, Amsterdam, all of that. I also get my Jo Sonja from Blick. So I have a link, an affiliate link below for Blick online. If you shop there, it helps our channel. It doesn't cost you anything, so feel free to check out all of the things you can get on that website. I'm nervous because of yesterday. Okay. That was not my best swipe. It was almost like my being nervous, like somehow debilitated my ability to do this. So all I'm doing is trying to open up that cell activator where I did an exceptionally poor job of spreading it out. So that's what you hear me messing with. Because I did not swipe very well on that. I just made myself like totally run out of breath messing with that. Okay, it's okay, we're gonna make it work. So I just basically blew it out over some places where there wasn't a lot of it. And even where those places exist, we'll make it work. Can't believe I did that. That's what having a rough recording day will do, because then you get really nervous the next time. Okay, here we go again. Gonna get a better reaction on the other side. The bad part is everything that I just blew out that is kind of nice looking here, that's gonna fly off. That's okay. There are some places I may re-swipe with a smaller tool. Sorry, my voice is cracking today for some weird reason. Okay. And I'm gonna do better over here, I hope. It was like I was super heavy-handed and I just couldn't recover from it once I started. So all right. So all I'm doing when I'm blowing on it is I'm not trying to blow cells into it. I'm just breaking the surface tension where I may have had too much cell activator. So let's play. This does not have the greatest composition so far, so. The cool thing is if I want to put lines through it or something, this would be the one to do it with. Because of the way I blew it out, it's kind of, or the way I swiped it, it's kind of goofy looking. All right, so I'm just basically connecting these outer parts where it gets kind of fuzzy looking with the inner parts, or maybe that's not true, not the inner parts. I'm basically connecting where it's kind of fuzzy. I love the colors. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to wreck it like that, because there's a little bit more of a natural place that looks like it's going that direction from where I messed with it. And I know I always tend to wreck it in one direction, but again, I'm nervous about what happened yesterday, so I'm not being real adventurous today. But I still like that. One thing I will do, however, there's something in my paint there. Now I kind of have to do this. Well, I don't guess I really had to do that, but I wasn't really going for that. I was kind of going for like actual lines. guess that still works. You know what? Let me leave well enough alone. Of course, I'm not going to do that. I actually like that a little better. So, but see, this is why sometimes when you practice something that you have kind of started to really enjoy, it's okay to play around with it, because you're never going to get familiar with that unless you do. And I have a lot of bubbles because I just stirred up this paint. So I'm just gonna whack this on the counter a little bit because I don't want those bubbles to create measles. And I love the way the olive vine plays with these colors. I wasn't sure about it at first. Oof, whatever I did just then made this happen. I'm not sure that that's better than a measle. Okay. So I kind of like these wispy lines, and I kind of feel like I maybe shouldn't do much more than that. I'm tempted to come and like do some like lines here. But I better not. I better not do that. All right, let's tilt back and forth a little bit just to spread it out. Open it up a little bit. And then I think we'll give it a baby spin and see what happens. Let me move some things out of the way. Hopefully you guys can still see what I'm doing. Even though this is similar in composition to a lot of the ones I do, I still think all of them are so unique that they're still so much fun. Eek. Okay. I have a stirring stick out here on the thing, so I'll just hide it over here. All right, let's give it a baby spin. That was maybe too baby. No, it's not as baby as that. Ooh, something that's opening up is not great. Okay. So this right here is where I kind of blew down into the pillow a little bit. And it's probably not noticeable, but I just thought I would help it a little bit. Yeah, everything I'm doing is making it worse, so let me not. That opened up quite a bit more than I thought it would. There's still too much paint on here, but I also have no puppy pool, so I'm trying to be careful how much I spin it so that I don't make a mess. But because I had so much pillow paint, it's expanding quite a bit. So that's kind of a good tip for you guys. Oh look, I lost a lot of it. When you have more pillow paint and you have to spin more to get more off, there is a greater chance of enlarging your design. So if that's what you want, and you want big cells that look kind of like pebbles, then using a little bit more pillow paint will kind of help you with that. I like both. I like both ways. What's kind of cool about what we're doing is I'm spinning off that problem part. That's how much pillow paint we had on here, a lot. Helps me see why it was so easy to get to kind of blow into that problem area in the first place, because there was so much paint on the surface. So I really like the composition about now. So I'm just trying to make sure we have enough off. It still moves a lot when we tilt, so I'm a little nervous about that. Thankfully on a wood round, they don't I mean, they dry just as fast as canvases, but for some reason they just don't seem to be as prone to cracking. I do have a big air bubble over here causing a white cell. I don't want to spin this off completely. I think it's cool looking. Let me see if I got that big air bubble at least off the surface. I think I'm gonna try to just leave it. I like the composition. There's a lot of the surface is covered with the design, so we still have negative space, but maybe not as much as most. So I'm gonna pop a couple bubbles. I'm gonna clean my hands and bring you down for a close-up so you can see all these beautiful colors and how they played well together. I'll see you shortly. Everyone, so here's our close-up. Again, a lot of the space, negative space still there, but a lot more space covered than usual. I really like this a lot, more than I thought. And it seems to follow kind of a nice progressive design. You can see that olive vine and the Mallee Ringneck blue and the Vavoom Red and Solar Flare and Emperor's Gold and Paynes Gray and the Moscatel right here, some more Solar Flare, and the Crimson Lust, the Boom Gel. So I love how in swipes you have so much color movement and combination, but you still have all the colors represented. So yeah, let me know what you think. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Did you like the bigger design? There's some things that I wish I could have controlled a little bit better, but I like it. And it was my first time using the olive vine in a pour. Also the first time using Moscatel, so that was fun for me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. I feel like I can maybe paint again, give you some more sparkle as I say goodbye. Ooh, look at those beautiful peacock cells. That's what I love about this recipe, is it's so much fun. I never really get bored with it. Okay, thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget your discount codes and all the good info below. I always list the colors and everything for you as well. Thank you. Have a great day.